Ever felt like you were on a never-ending roller coaster of emotions, ups and downs, twists and turns? It can be exhausting, right? Well, imagine if there was a manual for life, a cheat sheet to navigating the complexities of human existence. The Stoics, a school of ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, had a pretty good crack at it. Their philosophy wasn't just about sitting around and being gloomy, as some might think. It was a practical guide to living a good life, no matter what life threw at you. In this book, we're going to dive deep into 18 life-changing lessons from Stoicism that can help you cultivate a more fulfilling and meaningful existence. We'll explore everything from cultivating inner peace to building strong relationships, from living simply to questioning everything. Think of this as your personal philosophy gym. We'll be working out your mind, strengthening your character, and helping you build a life that's not just good, but great. So, are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery? Let's get started. Why life? Lesson 1. Focus on what you can control. Ever felt like you're constantly stressed out about things that are completely out of your hands? You're not alone. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life and worry about things like traffic, the weather, or what other people think of us. But the Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, had a different perspective. They taught us that we can only control our own minds and actions. Why is this important? Well, think about it. Worrying about things you can't change is like trying to push a boulder up a hill. It's exhausting and ultimately pointless. By focusing on what you can control, you'll be able to reduce stress, improve your mental health, and make better decisions. The Stoics called this concept the dichotomy of control. Essentially, it's the idea that some things are within our power to change, while others are not. For example, you can't control the fact that it's raining outside, but you can control how you react to it. You can choose to be angry and frustrated, or you can choose to accept it and find a way to make the best of it. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoics, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote perfectly sums up the Stoic perspective. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You could get angry and honk your horn, or you could use that time to listen to a podcast, call a friend, or simply relax. The situation itself hasn't changed, but your reaction to it has. So, how can you apply this to your life? Identify what you can control. Make a list of the things in your life that you have direct control over. Let go of what you can't. Accept that some things are simply out of your hands. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings in the present moment. Cultivate gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects of your life. Remember, you're not alone in this. Everyone struggles with letting go of control at times, but by practicing these Stoic principles, you can develop a more resilient and peaceful mindset. Lesson 2. Practice mindfulness. Ever caught yourself lost in thought, worrying about the future or dwelling on the past? It's a common human experience, but it can be a real drain on our mental and emotional well-being. That's where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment, without judgment. It's a skill that the ancient Stoics highly valued, and it's one that can revolutionize your life. Why is mindfulness important? Reduces stress. By focusing on the present moment, you can reduce anxiety about the future and regret about the past. Improves focus. Mindfulness helps you to concentrate better and be more productive. Increases self-awareness. By paying attention to your thoughts and feelings, you can gain a better understanding of yourself. Enhances relationships. Mindfulness can help you to be more present in your interactions with others. So, how do you practice mindfulness? Meditation. This is the most common way to practice mindfulness. There are many different types of meditation, so find one that works for you. Mindful breathing. Simply focus on your breath. Notice the sensation of the air going in and out of your nostrils. Body scan. Pay attention to the sensations in your body, from your head to your toes. Mindful eating. Savor each bite of your food and pay attention to the tastes, textures, and smells. Mindful walking. Focus on the sensation of your feet hitting the ground and the movement of your body. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This means that our thoughts and feelings are not always accurate representations of reality. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're waiting in line at the grocery store. Instead of getting frustrated about the long wait, you could use this time to practice mindfulness. Focus on your breath, notice the sensations in your body, or simply observe the people around you. Remember, mindfulness is a skill that takes practice. The more you do it, the easier it will become. So, start small and be patient with yourself. Lesson 3. Cultivate virtue. Ever wondered what it means to be a truly good person? It's not just about following the rules or being nice. The ancient Stoics believed that virtue was the key to a happy and fulfilling life. Virtue, in their view, wasn't just about doing the right thing, but being the right kind of person. Why is cultivating virtue important? Inner peace. Virtuous actions lead to a clear conscience and a sense of inner peace. Strong relationships. Virtuous people are often more trustworthy and respected. A meaningful life. Living a virtuous life gives life a sense of purpose and meaning. So, what does it mean to be virtuous? The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues. Wisdom. This involves thinking clearly, rationally, and justly. Courage. This is the ability to face fear and adversity with strength. Temperance. This means practicing self-control and avoiding excess. Justice. This is about treating others fairly and equitably. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're at work and your co-worker makes a mistake that could cost the company money. You could choose to cover for them, knowing that you'll probably get blamed. Or you could choose to be honest and report the mistake, even though it might lead to some temporary discomfort. The virtuous choice would be to be honest, even if it's difficult. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is a powerful reminder that we should focus on our own actions rather than simply talking about what we should do. How can you cultivate virtue in your own life? Practice daily. Make a conscious effort to act virtuously in every situation. Reflect on your actions. Consider the consequences of your actions and whether they align with your values. Learn from your mistakes. Use setbacks as opportunities to grow. Surround yourself with virtuous people. The people you spend time with can have a big influence on your character. Remember, cultivating virtue is a lifelong journey. It's not about being perfect, but rather about striving to be the best version of yourself. Lesson 4. Embrace discomfort. Ever felt like you're in a comfortable rut? You know, that cozy little place where nothing much ever changes? Well, the Stoics would tell you that comfort can be a bit of a trap. They believed that growth and happiness often come from stepping outside of our comfort zones. Why is embracing discomfort important? Personal growth. Discomfort is often a sign that you're challenging yourself and learning new things. Resilience. By facing challenges head-on, you'll build mental toughness and resilience. New perspectives. Stepping outside of your comfort zone can lead to new insights and a broader understanding of the world. The Stoics understood that avoiding discomfort is a natural human tendency, but they also recognized that it's often necessary to face our fears in order to live a truly fulfilling life. As the Roman philosopher Seneca put it, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you've always wanted to learn a new language. Signing up for a language class can be scary, especially if you're worried about making mistakes. But by taking that leap and putting yourself out there, you'll be challenging yourself and opening up new opportunities for personal growth. How can you embrace discomfort in your own life? Start small. Begin by challenging yourself in small ways, like trying a new food or taking a different route to work. Set goals. Having clear goals can help you stay motivated and focused. Visualize success. Imagine yourself overcoming challenges and achieving your goals. Find a support system. Surround yourself with people who will encourage you. Remember, discomfort is a normal part of life. It's how we respond to it that matters. By embracing discomfort, we can become stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilled. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude. Ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? Maybe you spilled your coffee, got stuck in traffic, or had a disagreement with a friend. It's easy to get caught up in the negative and forget about all the good things in your life. But the Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, had a different approach. They believed that practicing gratitude could drastically improve our overall well-being. Why is gratitude so important? Boosts happiness. Focusing on the positive things in your life can shift your perspective and make you feel happier. Reduces stress. Gratitude can help you appreciate what you have, reducing feelings of envy and dissatisfaction. Improves relationships. Expressing gratitude strengthens bonds with friends and family. Enhances overall health. Studies have shown that gratitude can boost your immune system and improve your sleep. The Stoics understood that it's easy to take things for granted, but they also knew that by deliberately focusing on the positive, we can cultivate a more optimistic outlook on life. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, often reflected on the simple pleasures of life. He'd appreciate the beauty of nature, the warmth of the sun, and the company of good friends. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're having a tough day at work. Instead of dwelling on the negative, try to focus on something you're grateful for. Maybe it's a kind word from a colleague, a delicious lunch, or the fact that you have a job. How can you practice gratitude in your daily life? Gratitude journal. Write down a few things you're grateful for each day. Mindful meditation. Focus on the positive aspects of your life during meditation. Express gratitude to others. Tell your loved ones how much you appreciate them. Notice the little things. Pay attention to the small joys in life, like a beautiful sunset or a delicious cup of coffee. Remember, gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It's about actively cultivating a positive mindset. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of challenges, there are still things to be thankful for. So the next time you're feeling down, try shifting your focus to the positive. You might be surprised at how much better you feel. Lesson 6. Let go of the past. Ever found yourself stuck in the past, replaying old memories over and over? It's easy to get bogged down by regrets, mistakes, or past hurts. But the Stoics, those ancient philosophers, had a different perspective. They believed that dwelling on the past was a waste of time and energy. The only thing we truly have is the present moment. Why is letting go of the past so important? Reduces stress. Dwelling on the past can cause anxiety and stress. Improves relationships. Holding on to grudges can damage relationships. Increases happiness. Focusing on the present moment can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. The Stoics understood that the past is gone. We can't change what has already happened. Instead, we should focus on what we can control, our thoughts and actions in the present moment. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "The chief task in life is simply this, to identify and distinguish between what I can and cannot control." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you had a falling out with a friend. You might keep replaying the argument in your head, wondering what you could have done differently. But by doing this, you're only causing yourself unnecessary pain. Instead, you could try to forgive your friend and move on. How can you let go of the past? Accept what happened. Acknowledge that the past happened and that you can't change it. Learn from your mistakes. Use past experiences as opportunities to grow. Practice mindfulness. Focus on the present moment and let go of thoughts about the past. Forgive yourself and others. Holding on to grudges only hurts you. Remember, the past is a valuable teacher, but it shouldn't be your prison. By letting go of the past, you're freeing yourself to live a more fulfilling life. Lesson 7. Don't fear the future. Ever lost sleep worrying about what tomorrow might bring? It's a common human experience, but the Stoics believed that fear of the future is a useless exercise. They argued that we should focus on the present moment and our ability to respond to whatever challenges may arise. Why is it important to not fear the future? Reduces stress. Constant worrying about the future can lead to chronic stress and anxiety. Improves decision-making. Fear can cloud our judgment and prevent us from making good choices. Increases happiness. Focusing on the present moment can lead to a more fulfilling and joyful life. The Stoics understood that the future is uncertain. Trying to predict it is like trying to control the weather. Instead of worrying about what might happen, we should focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. As Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're applying for a new job. It's natural to feel nervous about the outcome, but dwelling on the possibility of rejection can be paralyzing. Instead, focus on preparing for the interview and doing your best. The outcome is out of your control, but your effort is not. How can you overcome your fear of the future? Practice mindfulness. Focus on the present moment and let go of thoughts about the future. Set realistic goals. Having clear goals can give you a sense of direction and purpose. Develop a growth mindset. Believe in your ability to learn and grow. Build resilience. Practice coping mechanisms to help you deal with stress and adversity. Remember, the future is not something to be feared, but something to be shaped. By taking action in the present moment, you can create a future that you're proud of. Lesson 8. Seek knowledge. Ever felt like you're missing out on something, like there's a whole world of knowledge out there just waiting for you to explore? Well, the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, would definitely agree. They believed that seeking knowledge was a fundamental part of human flourishing. Why is seeking knowledge so important? Personal growth. Learning new things helps you grow as a person and develop new skills. expanded perspective. Knowledge allows you to see the world from different angles, fostering empathy and understanding. Increased happiness. A thirst for knowledge can keep your mind engaged and make life more interesting. The Stoics understood that the universe is a vast and complex place, and while we may never fully comprehend it, the pursuit of knowledge can bring us closer to understanding our place in it. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, was a voracious reader and believed that philosophy was a guide to a better life. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're interested in learning a new skill, like coding or playing the guitar. By taking the time to learn something new, you're not only challenging yourself, but also expanding your horizons. How can you cultivate a thirst for knowledge? Read widely. Explore different genres and subjects. Take online courses. There are countless free and affordable online learning resources available. Join clubs or groups. Connect with people who share your interests. Ask questions. Never be afraid to ask for clarification or seek out new information. Remember, learning is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching a destination, but about enjoying the process of discovery. As the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates famously said, "The only thing I know is that I know nothing." Lesson 9. Practice self-discipline. Ever started a new diet or workout routine only to give up after a few days? Or maybe you've put off a big project until the last minute. If so, you're not alone. Lack of self-discipline is a common struggle for many people. But the Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, had a lot to say about the importance of self-control. Why is self-discipline important? Achieving goals. Self-discipline is essential for achieving your goals, whether it's getting a promotion, starting a business, or simply getting in shape. Reducing stress. By developing self-discipline, you can better manage your time and priorities, reducing stress and anxiety. Improving relationships. Self-discipline helps you to be more reliable and trustworthy. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from within. They argued that we are not slaves to our desires or impulses, but that we have the power to control our minds and our actions. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're trying to save money for a vacation. Every time you see something you want to buy, you have to make a conscious decision about whether or not to spend the money. By exercising self-discipline, you're increasing your chances of reaching your goal. How can you improve your self-discipline? Set clear goals. Having specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time-bound, SMART goals can help you stay focused. Break down large tasks. Smaller, more manageable tasks are less overwhelming. Create a routine. Having a daily routine can help you stay on track. Find a support system. Surrounding yourself with supportive people can make it easier to stay motivated. Remember, self-discipline is a muscle that can be strengthened over time. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Lesson 10. Live in accordance with nature. Ever felt a deep connection to nature, like when you're out hiking or simply sitting in a park and you feel a sense of peace and tranquility? The Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, believed that living in harmony with nature was key to a good life. Why is living in accordance with nature so important? Reduced stress. Spending time in nature has been shown to reduce stress and anxiety. Improved mental health. Connecting with nature can boost your mood and improve your overall well-being. Greater appreciation for life. Recognizing our place in the natural world can help us appreciate the beauty and fragility of life. The Stoics saw nature as a rational and ordered system. They believed that by living in accordance with nature, we were living in harmony with the universe. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, often found solace and inspiration in nature. He would spend time reflecting on the natural world and its beauty. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Instead of scrolling through your phone, try going for a walk in the park. Pay attention to the sounds of nature, the feel of the sun on your skin, and the beauty of the trees. How can you live more in accordance with nature? Spend time outdoors. Make a conscious effort to spend more time in nature. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment and appreciate the beauty around you. Reduce your environmental impact. Make sustainable choices that benefit the planet. Connect with others. Build relationships with people who share your love of nature. Remember, nature is our home. By living in harmony with it, we can not only improve our own lives, but also help to protect the planet for future generations. Lesson 11. Embrace imperfection. Ever felt like you had to be perfect to be accepted? Or maybe you've spent countless hours trying to achieve that elusive, ideal version of yourself. The truth is, none of us are perfect, and that's okay. In fact, it's completely normal. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, understood this. They believed that striving for perfection was a fool's errand. Why is it important to embrace imperfection? Reduces stress. Constantly striving for perfection can be incredibly stressful. Increases creativity. Embracing imperfection can lead to more creative and original thinking. Improves relationships. No one is perfect, so accepting others' imperfections can strengthen relationships. The Stoics understood that life is full of ups and downs. They believed that it was important to accept whatever happened with equanimity. As the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're giving a presentation at work. You might be nervous about making a mistake, but what if you made a small error? Would it really be the end of the world? Probably not. In fact, admitting your mistakes can make you more relatable and human. How can you embrace imperfection? Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially when you make mistakes. Challenge negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts about yourself, challenge them. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. View setbacks as chances to grow and learn. Remember, perfection is an illusion. It's something we create in our minds, often based on unrealistic standards. By embracing imperfection, we can free ourselves from the constant pressure to be perfect and live a more authentic life. Lesson 12. Cultivate inner peace. Ever felt like your mind is racing a mile a minute, like there's just too much going on and you can't seem to catch a break? Well, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and stressed out. But the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, had a solution: cultivating inner peace. Why is inner peace so important? Reduced stress. Inner peace can help you manage stress and anxiety. Improved relationships. When you're at peace with yourself, it's easier to connect with others. Increased happiness. Inner peace is the foundation for a happy and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within. They argued that we shouldn't seek happiness in external things, like wealth or fame, but rather in our own minds. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it, that matters. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You might feel frustrated and angry, but you can choose to respond differently. Instead of letting your anger control you, you could use this time to listen to a calming podcast or simply focus on your breathing. How can you cultivate inner peace? Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment without judgment. Meditate. Meditation is a powerful tool for calming the mind and reducing stress. Practice gratitude. Focusing on the positive things in your life can shift your perspective. Let go of what you can't control. Don't waste your energy worrying about things you can't change. Remember, inner peace is a journey, not a destination. It's something you have to work on every day. Lesson 13. Practice Stoic meditation. Ever felt like your mind is racing a mile a minute? Like there's just too much going on and you can't seem to catch a break? Well, the Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, had a practice designed specifically to calm the mind and cultivate inner peace. Stoic meditation. Why is Stoic meditation so powerful? Focus on the present. It helps you ground yourself in the present moment, reducing anxiety about the future or regret about the past. Emotional regulation. By observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you can better manage your emotions. Increased self-awareness. Stoic meditation allows you to develop a deeper understanding of yourself and your reactions to the world around you. The Stoics believed in the power of reason to overcome negative emotions. By focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, often turned to meditation to find clarity and perspective. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed at work. Instead of getting lost in negative thoughts, you could practice Stoic meditation. Focus on your breath and observe any thoughts or feelings that arise without judgment. Remind yourself that you can only control your own actions and reactions. How can you practice Stoic meditation? Find a quiet space. Seek out a place where you won't be disturbed. Focus on your breath. Pay attention to the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body. Observe your thoughts. Notice any thoughts or feelings that arise without judgment. Return to your breath. When your mind wanders, gently bring your focus back to your breath. Remember, Stoic meditation isn't about emptying your mind, but rather about observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. It's a practice that requires patience and consistency. Lesson 14. Build strong relationships. Ever felt like you were the only one on this planet? Like no one truly understands you? Well, the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, would tell you that humans are social creatures. We need connection, and that connection comes through strong relationships. Why are strong relationships so important? Happiness. Humans are social animals. Strong relationships contribute significantly to our overall happiness and life satisfaction. Support. Friends and family provide a support system during tough times. Growth. Relationships can challenge us to grow and become better versions of ourselves. Purpose. Feeling connected to others gives life meaning and purpose. The Stoics understood the value of human connection. They believed that we should cultivate relationships based on virtue, mutual respect, and understanding. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of treating others as we would like to be treated. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're going through a tough time at work. Having a supportive friend to talk to can make a world of difference. Their listening ear and encouragement can help you feel less alone and more capable of overcoming challenges. How can you build stronger relationships? Be present. When you're with someone, give them your full attention. Active listening. Truly listen to what others have to say without interrupting. Empathy. Try to see things from the other person's perspective. Vulnerability. Sharing your feelings can deepen connections. Acts of kindness. Small gestures can go a long way in strengthening relationships. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. It takes effort from both parties to build and maintain strong connections. Lesson 15. Help others. Ever felt a sense of satisfaction after doing something kind for someone else? That warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you help someone in need. The Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, believed that helping others was not just a nice thing to do, but an essential part of a meaningful life. Why is helping others so important? Happiness. Acts of kindness have been shown to boost our own happiness and well-being. Connection. Helping others can strengthen our relationships with others and foster a sense of community. Purpose. Giving back to our communities gives us a sense of purpose and meaning. Growth. Helping others can challenge us to grow and develop new skills. The Stoics believed that we're all interconnected. They argued that helping others is not just a moral obligation, but a practical one. As the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you see someone struggling to carry groceries. Offering to help them carry their bags is a small act of kindness that can make a big difference in their day. How can you help others? Volunteer. Give your time to a cause you care about. Random acts of kindness. Do something unexpected to brighten someone's day. Support your community. Get involved in local initiatives. Be a good listener. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply listen to someone. Remember, helping others doesn't have to be grand or public. Small acts of kindness can have a big impact. Lesson 16. Live. Simply ever felt overwhelmed by all the stuff you own? Or maybe you've noticed that the more you have, the less satisfied you feel. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, had a solution. Live simply. Why is living simply so important? Reduced stress. Less stuff means less to worry about and maintain. Increased freedom. Being tied down to material possessions can limit your freedom. Greater appreciation. When you have less, you appreciate what you have more. Environmental impact. Consuming less reduces your environmental footprint. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within, not from external things. They argued that we should focus on what we truly need, rather than being driven by endless desires. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're surrounded by clutter. You might feel overwhelmed and stressed. By decluttering your space, you can create a more peaceful and calming environment. How can you live more simply? Minimalism. Start by decluttering your home and only keeping what you truly need. Digital detox. Limit your screen time and focus on real-world experiences. Experiences over things. Prioritize experiences over material possessions. Mindful consumption. Think twice before making a purchase. Remember, living simply is not about deprivation, but about freedom. It's about focusing on what truly matters in life. Lesson 17. Question. Everything ever wondered why we do the things we do? why we believe the things we believe. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, encouraged us to constantly question our beliefs and assumptions. Why is questioning everything so important? Critical thinking. It helps us develop strong critical thinking skills. Growth. Questioning challenges us to think outside the box and grow as individuals. Freedom. By questioning, we free ourselves from the constraints of dogma and tradition. Truth. It helps us get closer to the truth. The Stoics believed that we should not simply accept things at face value. They encouraged us to examine our beliefs and to be willing to change our minds when presented with new evidence. As the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you've always believed that a particular diet is the healthiest. But what if new research emerges suggesting otherwise? A Stoic would encourage you to examine this new evidence and be willing to adjust your beliefs accordingly. How can you question everything? Ask why. Constantly question the reasons behind your beliefs and actions. Seek out different perspectives. Expose yourself to a variety of viewpoints. Be open-minded. Be willing to change your mind when presented with new information. Challenge assumptions. Don't take things at face value. Remember, questioning everything isn't about being cynical or negative. It's about being curious and seeking the truth. Lesson 18. Find joy in the little things. Ever felt like you're always chasing the next big thing, like happiness is just out of reach? Well, the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who were all about living a good life, had a different perspective. They believed that true happiness could be found in the small, everyday moments. Why is finding joy in the little things so important? Increased happiness. Appreciating the small things can significantly boost your overall happiness. Reduced stress. Focusing on the positive aspects of your life can help reduce stress and anxiety. Greater mindfulness. Paying attention to the present moment helps you live a more fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. They encouraged us to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, often reflected on the simple beauty of nature and the human experience. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're sitting outside on a warm day. You could be thinking about all the things you need to do, or you could simply enjoy the feel of the sun on your skin and the sound of the birds singing. How can you find joy in the little things? Mindfulness. Practice mindfulness meditation to focus on the present moment. Gratitude. Make a habit of expressing gratitude for the things you have. Savor the moment. Slow down and really enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Disconnect. Take breaks from technology to connect with the world around you. Remember, finding joy in the little things is a skill that can be cultivated. It's about shifting your perspective and appreciating the beauty in everyday life. So, there you have it. 18 life lessons, straight from the ancient Stoics, designed to help you navigate the complexities of modern life. We've journeyed through the philosophies of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, and explored how their timeless wisdom can be applied to our everyday lives. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or denying reality. It's about understanding what you can control and what you can't, and focusing your energy on what truly matters. It's about cultivating a resilient mindset, finding peace in the present moment, and living a life of purpose. As we've seen, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were practical people who lived in a world not so different from our own. They faced adversity, loss, and uncertainty, just like we do. And yet, they found ways to thrive. By incorporating these Stoic principles into your life, you can develop a greater sense of inner peace, resilience, and purpose. You'll be better equipped to handle life's ups and downs, and you'll be able to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. So, as you move forward, remember these words from Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start small, be consistent, and before you know it, you'll be living a life that's truly worth living. Keep in mind, this is just the beginning. Stoicism is a lifelong journey, and there's always more to learn. Continue to explore the works of the Stoics, and find ways to apply their teachings to your own life. And remember, the most important thing is to keep practicing. Now, go out there and live your best life.